Hi guys, it's Sam, also known as Time Drip. Today I'm going to be discussing body image issues because I realized that I increasingly have them. It was an issue for me when I was younger, especially in middle school, more like elementary going into middle school when other kids would call me Thunder Thighs. And my mom was pretty focused on looks, and she'd always tell me, oh, you don't dress pretty enough, and I guess that's because I reverted to wearing sweatpants and such after comments from other kids. But now that I'm older, I felt that I didn't really do those behaviors anymore. Excuse me, I need some water. I was terribly wrong, and I definitely have those behaviors. Thought of this because yesterday while I was shooting one of my videos in the bathtub, well, not so much while I was shooting the video, but after I was watching it, I realized, it's an oddly shaped bathtub. It's kind of a little, figure eight almost, where the midsection where I was trying to sit is very skinny. And so I was sitting like this, and I just chalked it up to the shape of the bathtub and being sort of uncomfortable because I was on a stool on top of a pillow in there, right? But then I realized that a lot of, like this, a lot of my hand motions and a lot of the placement of my arms has a lot to do with covering my stomach. And you don't realize how much you do that, and I realized, oh, I have insecure fat people body language. And I mostly noticed insecure fat people body language on other, friends that are overweight. I'm overweight. I'm 6 pounds overweight. So, gotta fix that. I am working on fixing that, but I've had friends in the past that were more overweight than me, and I consistently noticed that they had the same fat person body language. They also didn't know what I was talking about back then, and I probably worded it much more politely, but they also had fat person body language. They'd sit like this, and they'd be shaking their leg, but their arm would always be right here where their folds are, or they'd have, like, the little less incognito, they make it seem like, oh, I'm just hugging this pillow, but it's always in front of their gut. And, I noticed that because a lot of my friendly, cuddly, skinnier scale side of the friends, they don't do the pillow cuddly thing. It's like, oh, that's a cute pillow, but they don't put stuff in front of them. They don't blockade. And I realized that I might have, I have been unconsciously doing that all this time. Even now that I'm discussing it, I'm looking at my legs and noting how much bigger they look in proportion to the rest of my body. Anyway, I wanted to discuss the limits, right way to say it. I think that we as a society need to start being able to express when somebody is looking too overweight for their body type. And with friends, I'm guilty of it. I do it with my own mother. I do it with friends. And they'll say, oh, I'm so overweight. And I'll be like, oh, no, you're not. You look fine. But they didn't ask how they looked. They asked, they pointed out that they're overweight, which, if they are, they are. I need to stop viewing it as making people feel better and more as allowing people to change themselves without stopping their progress by insisting that they're fine the way they are, because who knows if they've started relying on food recently instead of, cigarettes or alcohol, or if they're trying to turn some dependency to another dependency, maybe it's just stopping them from becoming self-aware. And I realized that is a problem because I started realizing, a while back, oh hey, I've gotten fat, and I had gotten up to 212 pounds, which even though I'm 5'11", that's a lot, it's a lot. And it's not like morbidly obese, but it's fat enough to where it's like, oh, I saw the picture of me last week, I didn't realize how much weight I'd gained, but everyone I talked to assured me, oh, you're the skinniest person I know, skinny mini, blah blah blah, and oh, you should make sure you eat something after I'd, just eaten a meal. It's, where is the border between nice and counterproductive? And I want to find that without making people so worried about their image that they pick up unhealthy habits. I've gone all over the place with the dieting thing. I've I at first tried changing the times that I ate, which was effective immediately. As soon as I started making a schedule for when I'm supposed to eat and basically just what time, making sure I'm eating as often as possible throughout the day, my metabolism sped up and I started losing weight pretty much instantly. After that, I started working on cutting out sugar. So I completely stopped eating all sugar for 2 months, and it had great effects. And I immediately, I mean, I guess 2 months was a long time, but I was also gaining muscle in that time because I was just switching jobs. But I had lost, 10 pounds. Or, I think it was like, yeah, it was roughly 10 pounds. I want to say like 8 to 14 pounds, but roughly 10. And so, after that, I started cutting out, not all sugar, but a large majority of sugar. Like, I was actually paying attention to meal proportions. I started eating less red meat, which was very sad because I love steak. And I used to eat a whole lot of steak, a whole lot of fish, all the time. My diet now consists of mostly eggs, vegetables, and I mean, there's still candy there. I haven't been able to quite separate from that, but it keeps me, sugar is like my little vice. It keeps me from relying on anything else. It keeps me from binge eating an entire box of cookies halfway through the day if I allow myself like a chocolate or two in the afternoon. But what I've consistently noticed is when I do try to eat healthy, which, what's supposed to be considered healthy is like a piece of meat. For meat should be the size of a deck of cards, usually chicken or fish, or if you don't eat meat, tofu, I hear has almost the amount of protein. You are supposed to have mostly vegetables. That should be the largest serving, which is what I've been doing. And smallest serving is, fruit or maybe a very small amount of carbs. So, my plate, it looks like an average plate, and it's rationed out, but it's not piled high. There's nothing stacked on anything else. It's just, here's this of this, here's this of this, here's this of this. And, instead of eating, 3 meals a day, like, instead of having like that with soup or something, I have more like, 7 smaller meals a day. So, in the morning, I'll have an egg, a protein shake, and, like 4 ounces of chicken. 2 hours later, I'll have like 2 more eggs and a banana. 2 hours after that, I'll have mostly just vegetables because I've pretty much gotten all my protein for the day in by then for my weight. In the afternoon, I'll stick to mostly fruit. I try to have water as often as possible. I find low-calorie things that I can eat, like hearts of palm are really good, like pickled hearts of palm. What are some of my other little snacks? Granola with less sugar added. I get sugar-free peanut butter, crunchy kind, so it's... I get dark rye bread as a good snack. But consistently, people tell me that I'm eating like I'm starving myself, when I've looked up all these things. Not only am I taking a morning multivitamin, I'm taking omega-3 little fish oil tablet things. And with eating all of this, which is, I don't think I'm overeating, obviously, but I think it's a normal, healthy amount, especially considering I am, clinically overweight. I get friends, constantly telling me, oh, you seem like you're not eating enough, you're not eating, and I can't figure out what place that comes from, because I'm really not eating. I'm eating a healthy amount, but is it like to distract from, like, people feeling like they themselves are not restricting their own diets enough, Because back when I was eating just whatever the hell I wanted, I'd smoked cigarettes for like 10 years. And I quit smoking and I replaced it with cake. So I learned somewhere on the internet, I think on Facebook, how to make a cake in a coffee mug. And so, different flavor cake in a mug for a long time, because instead of smoking, several cigarettes a day, I saw it as the healthier alternative, and I'm paying for that now. It didn't help that I had a friend who passed away during that time, And so I ate also to deal with that. I ate away my depression. It was the only thing that made me feel better. It's still the only thing that makes me feel better most of the time, which is also what I think doing these videos will help remedy. It'll give me something to do that makes me feel like I might be doing something productive. Because you overeat so much. But in this day and age, that's like an insult. It's not, oh, I'm caring about your health. It's insulting. It's rude. And I feel like that kind of holds people back from exploring the potential of what kind of food, what kind of nutrients they really need. It brings me kind of back to that Soylent thing, that Soylent product that I mentioned that I linked in my last video that I was wanting to try. It's all the vitamins, all the minerals, all the fats, all the proteins you need, you know, to survive every day. It's in like a powder form, or I think you can get it in like a flavored drink or something like that. I mean, it's expensive, but it contains literally everything you need. You don't have to eat with that. So long as you're managing yourself and making sure that you're getting all the vitamins, all the fats that you need, you literally, scientifically, you don't actually need anything other than that powder to eat. So, despite what it might look like on the outside, I mean, I think it affects you socially if you're somebody who eats less or you're somebody who's dieting. Because let's say my coworkers say after work, hey, you want to go out for breakfast? And let's just say that I have the time to do that. And we all go to a restaurant, and I'm not on my eating mark, you know, because I eat solidly every 2 hours to help keep my metabolism going, and I just order a cup of coffee. They're sure as hell going to be treating me differently, like, oh, you're starving yourself, and then I can't just say, well, clearly not, I'm overweight and fat, because oh, no, you're not fat, you're totally fine, you're totally healthy, but the reality is, I'm not totally, I'm not physically fit. If I run, I feel like I'm going to die because the weight of my body is just too much to carry. And so while I'm lost in thought, I've still got more to say on this topic, but I forgot that YouTube doesn't allow videos that are 15 minutes or longer long. So unfortunately, the last 6 minutes of this video is in one of my other videos. It starts up right where it left off. Sorry about that. Thank you.